For lo, I will command, and sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All of you have seen a bottle of spring water. More than half of the bottled water sold in the USA is labeled this way. Only a fraction of this water actually flows from a spring. The majority of this type of water is pumped from underground reservoirs. When it rains, water runs down the pavement into a ditch or a patch of grass, where some of it soaks into the ground. When this happens, it infiltrates the permeable soil and makes its way through the spaces between the rocks, sand, and other particles in the dirt. Eventually, it collects in porous soil that has become saturated. All of its holes become filled with water. These layers are called aquifers. Some of these aquifers are quite small, while others are hundreds of miles long. Unlike surface water collected in rivers, lakes, and ponds, groundwater is often quite clean and ready to drink. This is because the soil actually filters the water. The soil can hold on to the pollutants, such as living organisms, harmful chemicals, and minerals, only letting the clean water through. When God scattered former-day Israel and sifted them among the Gentiles, He did so specifically to preserve and purify them, to be gathered back to Him in the latter days. Following the death of Joseph Smith Jr., the Lord again performed a scattering, this time to preserve and ultimately purify both the saints and His church. The various restoration churches have been collecting the saints that were sifted among the Gentiles to cleanse them from false doctrine and the tenets of men manifest in general Christianity. The various churches of the Restoration, in spite of their differences, have all assisted in restoring men to a knowledge of the covenants made with Israel, instructing them in the doctrine of Christ, and washing away their sins in the waters of regeneration. These churches are God's spiritual aquifers, holding the saints in these various restoration reservoirs until He makes bare His arm, when He will bottle them all under the same label. And they became like unto one body, and the fruit were equal. And the Lord of the vineyard had preserved unto Himself the natural fruit, which was most precious unto Him from the beginning.